something that we used to learn. You have to learn lessons. So he said, what do you think, Paro, when it says, he says, what do you think? He just woke up one day and he convinced all the Egyptians that Yosef was a bad guy? Because it starts with a propaganda machine. You have, and we're seeing it today. He goes, they do things in the name of national security. You have to sell it in a way that's, but we're seeing it in front of him. By the way, we're seeing the argument over here in the Supreme Court on Friday, right? Yeah, the argument of the Biden administration was that vaccinations, we lost. And by the way, all the numbers were full. The three liberal justices. Sotomayor. So everything they said, if not, was saving lives with it. That's how they sell it as a. As a. So he said we're seeing it. He says, welcome to Russia, basically. Welcome to Russia. I mean, this is exactly how the Communist Party took over. Look a second. We're going to even Hitler himself when he. They made a big deal, the Treaty of Versailles, the whole. Look a second, we'll start with the basic topic is Kiddush. What can be used as beverage or food for Kiddush? Night or day, Kiddush of the line why? There are fascinating facts about the uniqueness of Kiddush. Let's see why and how.
Hi Larry, just a thing on this sheet.
Okay, good morning everybody.
It's very interesting that the boy is a shaliach to the Jew and on an Aveirah. And therefore, that's why they hold that it's right. And therefore, if you ask the boy to do something for Shabbat, some consider it Doraita because he's a shaliach for you.
It's based
on on a boy, on a Jew.
A boy doesn't have the goyim.
But there's a shidduch that he is on an Aveirah. I'm not saying it's not. We don't hold that way.
He has no yad to be a shaliach. You can't make him a shaliach. He has no yad to be a shaliach.
Look a second.
It's not like this.
Rambam Sefer Zmanim, Perek 29. Start with the Rambam 29. Sefer Zmanim Ilchot Shabbat. Let's start from the basics. A second.
29.
Perek Chavte. Tisha B'Esrim.
Mitzvah Aseh? Aleph?
Yeah, Aleph. Okay, everyone knows that. Mitzvah Aseh min HaTorah lekadesh.
So what page? 29?
It's
127 is money.
Oh, 127.
Do you have the same book?
It's the same. This period is the same. We're going to buy, like, you buy the Rishmat, you gave it to buy 4 new sets of the Frankel Rambam. It'll be perfect.
Yeah.
It's a much better. The addition is bigger, and the main thing is that it's much more meduyak. So let's see. Mitzvah Aseh min HaTorah lekadesh et Yom HaShabbat b'dvarim shene'emar zachor et Yom HaShabbat lekadesho. So okay, this is a famous Rambam. The min HaTorah, the mitzvah of Kiddush is to praise the Shabbat. Yes. כלומר, זוכרהו זכירת שבח וקידוש. העיר זה חידוש of the רמב"ם, וצריך לזוכרהו בכניסתו ויציאתו. according to רמב"ם, הבדלה is also מן התורה, בכניסתו בקידוש היום וביציאתו בהבדלה. Why is this important? According to this, ladies are חייב בהבדלה, the same as the חייב בקידוש. Even though later we are going to see Shulchan Aruch, that the Shulchan Aruch brings 2 opinions, if ladies are chayav b'avdalah or not, but Rambam is clearly saying that the mitzvah of Kiddush and Avdalah are connected, they are both min HaTorah.
Isn't he the only one that holds that?
Not the only one, but when you talk about major players, he's the major.
So that's why Maran is
Yeah, of course. Right. Now, look at Halachot Daled. Rambam says, עיקר הקידוש בלילה. אם לא קידש בלילה, בין בשוגג בין במזיד מקדש והולך כל היום כולו, if a person, for some reason he didn't feel good, הצלה, whatever, you say the regular קידוש during the day, excluding ביכולו. אוקיי, ואם לא הבדיל בלילה, מבדיל למחר, מבדיל והולך עד סוף יום שלישי. Again, you have 2 opinions. Rambam says יום שלישי.
But he agrees that you lost one. You don't have Kiddush of the daytime.
Wait a minute, right. No, what Jimmy is saying is, if you didn't make Kiddush Friday night, there's no Kiddush Yom. Right. Now,
because if you're doing the Friday night one Saturday morning, you're not going to do that.
Remember,
But how do we know we have to do it Saturday? We didn't see. Where do we see that you have to do it Shabbos afternoon by what we just read?
Because the Rambam says, אם לא קידש בלילה, בין בשוגג, בין במציד, מקדש והולך כל היום כולו, means even late afternoon, 5 minutes before sunset, you'll make the full Kiddush.
But that doesn't make it, okay. That doesn't show that you have to say Kiddush twice. I still haven't seen where you say.
No, the opposite. No.
Not with that example.
The Jimmy said if someone did not make Kiddush Friday night during the day, he's not making twice Kiddush.
No, I understand that. But
the Kiddush of Friday night counts as the Kiddush of the day.
But where do we learn that there are two Kiddush?
Okay, I'll show you later the Gemara and the Rambam in a second. Look now in Halachot Vav, very important. Remember, the Rambam is a master organizer. He didn't say מצוות עשה לקדש unwind. Vav, בדברי סופרים, לקדש על היין ולהבדיל על היין. בדברי סופרים, לקדש על היין ולהבדיל על היין. Okay? Now, go now to Halachot Zion. Let's see how the Rambam, in practicality, is telling us how to make Kiddush. Ketzad was, remember, this is the Rambam is taking us step by step, Friday night. לוקח כוס שהוא מחזיק רביעית או יתר. A cup that contains רביעית, whatever רביעית is, either 3.2 or whatever 4.6, but whatever רביעית is, הוא מדיחו מבפנים ושוטפו מבחוץ, rinse it inside and outside, הוא ממלאהו יין, fill it up, ואוחזו בימינו, hold the cup in your right hand, ומגביהו מן הקרקע טפח או יותר, lift it, וישת over the table, if you used to sit on the ground, lift it from the ground, ולא יסייע, let the left hand not assist, you have to hold it in your hand, הוא מברך על הגפן, ואחר כך מקדש. Now, ומנהג פשוט בכל ישראל, לקרות בתחילה פרשת ויחול, which means, if let's say your wife did not hear ויחול, or your son did not hear ויחול, he was יוצא קידוש, as long as he had בורח מהגפן, and then he had ברכה בקידוש, ואחר כך מברך על היין, ואחר כך מקדש, אוקיי? ושותה מלול וגמר, ומשקה לכל בני החבורה. Later we'll focus on that. מה זה משקה? שולחן ערוך labels it as a custom. ומשקה, Jimmy, sounds like this is part of it, משקה. It doesn't say, okay.
Maybe before the
good. Today we're going to see in the Rambam at least slightly different. ואחר כך נוטל ידיו ומברך המוציא ואוכל. Okay? Now the Rambam says as follows.
What's after this week's parsha, what exactly, how would you define a chabura? Why does he use the word mashkel kol b'nei mishpachto? Why does he use the word chabura?
Nothing to do with the family.
Let's say you have anybody sitting
there. Whoever sits at the table.
Whoever sits, okay.
The same exact is Korban Pesach.
Let's say I have Ashkenazim by my table. That's called it's not called mishpachto. It's called the habura.
I'm just in the word chabura. That's all.
Good. Okay. Look a second now. Look at Halachot Yud. מי שנתכוון לקדש על היין בלילי שבת ושכח ונטל ידיו קודם שיקדש. Look at the Rambam begins. His intent was to make Kiddush on wine as you do every Friday night. ושכח ונטל ידיו קודם שיקדש. הרי זה מקדש על הפת ואינו מקדש על היין. אחר שנטל ידיו בסעודה. This Rambam is a mind-boggling. It's a Gemara. We'll see later how Maran brings it. Here it is. I wash my hands before Kiddush. Says the Rambam, make the Kiddush on the bread. If the Rambam told us before that the mitzvah midivray sofrim lekadesh al hayayin, just because I forgot and I washed first, ואינו מקדש על היין אחר שנטל ידיו בסעודה. He says don't do it. We'll see in a minute.
Don't do it on wine, you're saying. Just do it on the bread.
But the concept, there's a new concept here. If I don't have wine last night, can I make Havdalah on bread? Of course not. I forgot last night, I came from shul, I washed for Seudah Revi. Did anyone tell me make Havdalah on bread? Of course not. No, the question is, what changed here?
No, to be zayon for the what? For the bread. If you already do it,
see in a minute. Here, Larry, your question now comes up. You have it in Halacha Yud. ומצווה לברך על היין ביום השבת, קודם שיסעוד סעודה שנייה. זה מצווה מדרבנן, זה גמרא עם מסכת פסחים לרנס בפסוק, זכור את יום השבת, זה רמז אסמכתה, וזהו הנקרא קדושה רבה. מברך בורא פרי הגפן בלבד. Okay, obviously the Rambam did not have מזמור לדוד and all that, ושותה, ואחר כך ייטול ידיו ויסעוד. How about giving your family members? Rambam somehow, very clearly, by Friday night's Kiddush told us, משקה לכל בני החבורה,
maybe it's not.
בקידוש ביום. Okay, normally what the Rambam doesn't say, he says no, yes? Here, if he says to you, מברך בורא פרי הגפן, obviously the Rambam didn't say מזמור לדוד and etc. He didn't say the Ashkenazi psukim. What do you say? What Ashkenazim say? They say Zachor Yom HaShabbat. Everyone knows. Everyone has a deduction. The Hasidim have Mizmor David because it's a Pi Kabbalah.
But the Arizal established Mizmor David.
If you look carefully, every day before the meal, you should say Mizmor David.
Every meal, with bread. Every meal of bread.
The Mizmor David is not for Shabbat.
It's a general.
Since you are about to eat bread.
You said the Ben Ish Hai brings down all Pesukim of Mizmorim, of Tehillim, also that the Shila, some Shira Ma'alot, some.
Right.
What's the connection? Mizmor David to what?
מה זה השם רועי? מה זה רועי? Shepherd. What is the shepherd giving the sheep?
Feeds them.
He gives them bread. The bread of the sheep is. Basically, every day when a man eats, he makes a statement. I believe that the bread that I have is, but this is.
Like saying grace.
Look further. ואסור לו לאדם שיטעום כלום קודם שיקדש. A person is not permitted. He's saying it Shabbat morning, yes? קודם שיקדש. וגם קידוש זה לא יהיה אלא במקום מסודר. Okay, the Rabat strongly disagrees and he says that קידוש ביום you can have something before. It's not like in the night.
You can eat before?
No, not to eat, but it's a Rambam and Rabat.
I'm saying if you forgot to be in hotel, that's it. I mean, if you got to make Kiddush before the
Correct.
you lost
and
it.
you washed.
Friday night.
No, David, you lost the Kiddush on wine. You make it on bread. We'll talk in a minute, but let's go back now to Halachai. Go back to Halachai, please. In Halachai, the Rambam says, אסור לו לאדם לאכול או לשתות יין כשקידש היום עד שיקדש. ואסור, וכן מי שיצא היום, אסור לו להתחיל לאכול ולשתות ולעשות מלאכה. The real question is, normally before any mitzvah, before any mitzvah, you cannot really eat. Why are we much strict? How come we are so strict there Friday night more than regular?
No, you can't have wine, you can't drink any water or
nothing.
No.
Friday night.
During the week, half an hour
This is the question, right? The question is, how come during the week, let's say before the Rosh Chanukah, before Megillah, you're really hungry, have a fruit, and this and that. Here, remember,
Well,
this is
Megillah, you'd have a problem because you're probably fasting.
No, but this is the question. Why can't I break? I'm very hungry. Why can't I have something to eat? Now,
You can't even drink water, Rabbi, before
right.
Kiddush.
Let's see now how the
You're
Shulchan Aruch.
obligated.
You have the Shulchan Aruch in front of you. take the Shulchan Aruch, let's say the Shulchan Aruch brings you.
He said it's not, can't even be
By the way,
taught.
okay, whatever. So let's say whatever the halacha is, but what's the bottom line reason for it? What is the? Okay, you can have halacha, drink, don't drink, but what's the reason?
Good. This is part of our topic tonight. Right. This is basically the question.
I mean, what is this drinking about? What is?
Open Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim Reish Ayin Aleph 271 Orach Chaim. Look at Halakha Dalet Reish Ayin Aleph Halakha Dalet. Oh, it's a bed. I had one bed. It's a given. You should have Reish Ayin Aleph. Reish Ayin Aleph. Oh, this is the bed. I gave you the bed. Okay. But I'm not with me. Asur Reish Ayin Aleph Siv Dalet. Asur le'adam. אסור לטעום כלום קודם שיקדש, אפילו מים. You realize he added a word. Rambam, if you read carefully, you can say wine, מים. This shows us that there's something unique about Kiddush that doesn't exist in any other mitzvah. Normally, you cannot. Reish Ayin Aleph, David, you have it. Reish Ayin Aleph, Siv Dalet. Reish Ayin Aleph, Semi Siv Dalet. Always the big number. ואפילו אם התחיל מבעוד יום, צריך להפסיק. Okay, so remember, this needs an explanation. Now, let's look.
Now, normally before
any mitzvah, David, before
I can drink water. I'm always allowed to drink water. Saturday morning.
Right, that's it. This is the look. Saturday morning, there's another. Saturday morning, the chiyuv of Kiddush, David, doesn't start till you pray.
Even after I pray, I can still drink water if I'm very thirsty.
Right, this is the question. According to Rambam, would be so. We'll see in a minute. Look at Halakha now. Go Reish Ayin Aleph. See if we are aiming to answer your question. Look at Halakha with bet. Yud bet. אחר שקידש על הכוס, נוטל ידיו ומברך על נטילת ידיים. Everyone does it. ואם נטל ידיו קודם קידוש, here this is the Rambam that we saw word by word. גלה דעתי, David, you see, גלה דעתי, how come you went to wash right away? גלה דעתי, the rifta, חביב עליו.
He likes bread more.
Like he likes bread more, ולא יקדש על היין אלא על הפת. Which means Shulchan Aruch is hinting to us, a man that really likes fresh chali, or whatever your wife's chali, your bakery chali more, you can make Friday night like a tchila with kiddush on bread, not on wine. By washing first, right, I'm showing that by me,
sometimes I'm out of seven.
You can argue with this analysis. I forgot.
Rabbi, let's say you're at a seventh and you know that you can be buried all the way in the inside of a table. By the time you make Kiddush and then go out, there's 20 people you're going to have to bother. So, you're doing it just out of convenience. I want to wash first.
Right.
So I'm not showing that I love the bread better.
You know the German Jews, so you're right, but he's talking about the case. אחר שקידש על הכוס, ואם נטל ידיו, it's a Gemara. The Gemara says, if bread is more important to you, you can have, let's say you really hate wine, you love fresh chalas. Well, I mean, we saw in the Rambam there is a mitzvah with the Rabbanan. This shows you that Friday night's Kiddush is not simply a mitzvah like Havdalah, like a wedding, like Pidyon Haben, like Brit Milah. Remember,
No.
In the Jewish tradition, we celebrate, every time you make a special bracha, Kiddush, Havdalah, Pidyon Haben, Brit Milah, wedding, Sheva Berachot, shows us that here it's more than that. Because otherwise, how can you substitute it with bread? But, I mean, and this is Friday night, remember. We were asking, before any mitzvah that I'm obligated, I'm permitted to have a taste, it's certainly water, as you said. Now, much more than that, let's go much more than that now. Let's go now. Whenever you go to a wedding, there's no wine. Wine is not available. You paid for the flowers, forgot to bring wine. What do? Take beer. beer is not available, take whiskey.
For the ceremony,
What?
the wedding, my gosh, the wedding.
Yeah, it's for us.
Maybe it's a sign.
Go in Siman Reish Ayin Bet.
No, what's amazing though is that we cannot fulfill Kiddush without wine or bread or something Friday night. But on Yom Kippur, we fulfill it just by saying it in the Amidah.
If there is a chiyuv, right.
You know,
Now Shulchan Aruch is Siman Reish Ayin Bet.
Go back.
Reish Ayin Bet, Larry. Reish Ayin Bet. The next Siman, Reish.
I got it.
272. Maran spends seif after seif. Which type of wine? White, red.
Go back to the case. Can you go back to how in the wedding you would have a problem? Because isn't one of the brachot at the wedding borei priya gefen? How would they do?
Unfortunately, one of the rabbis will have to be humiliated at this wedding, and he wouldn't get a bracha. I mean, the borei priya gefen. You say shakol, of course, David says. I have news for you. Rambam and Shulchan Aruch are saying, if there is no wine, neither whiskey or this, go. The rabbi will feed
you don't at a wedding. You don't need a kosher.
Do it anyway.
At a wedding, you don't need a kosher bracha.
Again, the Rambam is saying, if wine is available, make on wine. If not, you make on Chamar Medina. And if not, just go ahead without. We'll see in a minute.
What's Ma'akev in the wedding at the Suin? What's Ma'akev? So just being on
no. He's asking, maybe Chazal established.
But it's not Ma'akev.
That's a Suin without wine?
It's not Ma'akev. It's not Ma'akev. Look at Siv Dal, Reisha and Bet Dal. I'm just showing you. I'm aiming to another Siv, but taking you through. Mekachim and Yain Lavan, the Ramban Poslo Kiddush, the same argument that we have by Pesach, it begins here, you realize. Ramban says that white wine, Ramban Poslo, afilu b'di'avad. Aval mavdilim alav. Okay.
What's the difference?
Ramban would hold it's the Rabbanan.
Correct.
No, but why is he okay with Havdalah?
Because it's the
So there are
Rabbanan.
two opinions though, right? The Rabbanan. Okay, then
I mean,
goes.
Havdalah-
Rabbi, what's the English? He likes red or doesn't like
The Rambam is saying it's all right.
Wait,
Now,
What's the English on the Lavan? Is it white wine is okay?
By showing the Rambam says it's the Oraita and other Rishonim says the Rabbanan Havdalah. So according to this, Maran brings two opinions. This is why Maran Halacha Lemas. What? No, of course not. Look further. Anyway, look now Halacha Chet. I'm just showing you Maran is spending up to near 8 halachot. Which wine? Wine. Especially if it can be substituted, but bread. Look at Chet. The Kachim, al yain mevushal. Many of our wines are mevushal. The al yain sheyesh bo dvash, which is sweet wine. Yeah, sweet. But remember, this is a sweetener, not sweet wine, but the sweetener that was added.
What should be mean?
Right? What? Like a sangria, whatever. This the yesh omrim. This is the Rambam. Right? The Rambam says. Yain mevushal or sweet wine should not be used. Fine.
Okay. Whatever's an alam is be'ah.
Correct. No, therefore,
if it's a
megule, even the Rambam says if you left the wine uncovered, don't make Kiddush. I feel Rambam. Right.
I'm saying the other reason is because of the mizbeah.
Right.
Rabbi, what was the comment about white wine? Was white wine permitted?
Okay, the halacha is if it's better than the red, you can use it. I mean, this I'm duplicating what we do on Pesach. It prefers red. Now look at halacha tet. Really, I gave you the introduction here because I'm aiming to tet. Remember, Maran spent 8 seifim. This wine, that wine from raisins. The makom she'ein yain matzui. Poland, in Poland, before the war. Freezing. The wine has to come from France, from Bordeaux, from יש אומרים שמקדשים על שכף Friday night. Use beer.
But bread is preferred.
Wait. ושאר משקין, and you had a beverage חוץ מן המים. Okay.
משקין, even like orange juice?
Okay. שאר משקין, so if you look in Harab Ovadia, it's very strong, even by Havdalah, only alcoholic beverage.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Ashkenazim, orange juice or a cup of coffee maybe. ויש אומרים שהם מקדשים. ולהגוש, בלילה לא יקדש על השחר אלא על הפת. Wine is not available, and this is the halacha, either wine or bread. Why? Every kosher beracha can be substituted from wine to beer, from wine to arak. Why is Friday night different? See, again, now suddenly we see that it's either bread or wine. What's the mazil? The shelah chazaka.
It says ulharush.
Right, and especially during the day, the bread is third and beer is second. So the reverse order from the night to the day.
He tells you.
Is that all Rosh you say?
No, it brings you three opinions. You did realize that the Rambam didn't mention one word on the substitute. It's wine or bread. Rambam didn't.
So why say Rosh? He should. Why he bring it? Why he quote the
מה
halakha?
שהרמב"ם לא אמר בפירוש, you cannot quote, as the Rambam says.
But by missing it, isn't it he's saying?
We know. When you write the תשובה, you take the רמב"ם in. הוא לא אמר בפירוש. ובבוקר, יותר טוב לקדש על השחר, מה פירוש יותר טוב?
Better than bread.
Why?
Better than bread.
Bread is not an option. ובבוקר יותר טוב לקדש על השחר, שיברך עליו, שהכל קודם ברכת המוציא. שאם יברך על הפת אכילה, אין כאן שינוי, אוקיי? וכן המנהג פשוט יסס כדברי הראש, ואם יין מצוי, אוקיי? אם יין מצוי, שזה רמה, לא יקדש על הפת, he brings it word by word. Look at the Mishnah Berurah just a second. So this is...
שחר מדינה.
Right, no, but remember, מה זה שחר מדינה? Rabbi Ovadia very strongly says only alcoholic beverage. So he says by Abdallah, if wine is not available, grape is not available, take beer.
The deal a few years ago. We had a class with Rabbi Ozeri. He was reading this and he wanted to say orange juice. I said impossible. So when I went around, we opened Hakam Ovadia, and he's very clear. It has to be alcoholic, not the.
Chacham Moshe Feinstein says, of course, coffee and Aruch HaShulchan says people that are heavyweights. The answer is.
But they said what? What did they say? What did they say? They said you could.
I remember when you say our custom is Chacham Ovadia, you don't know what. Ask your grandfather.
They never know. They use no. They never did it on orange juice and
Never.
They never had orange juice.
They had orange juice. They didn't have
So the first week it does beer is real cheap there. Like that's all they drink, beer more than water. I go, doesn't mean you have to drink it just because
it's like in Russia, had the vodka.
Exactly.
We had a guy in the warehouse. All day, Rabbi, it was cold when it's freezing like today. He'd sit by his job was to watch the door. He had a bottle of vodka. I don't know what he was watching. The guy was stoned.
Look a second. Look at the Mishnah Berurah Lamed. Look at Mishnah Berurah Lamed. Says the Mishnah Berurah Lamed. Al shechar. Remember, shechar is beer. Bim chaviv lo yain saruf. Today, unfortunately, for many people, whiskey.
Yain saruf is
whiskey.
Oh, that's whiskey.
Yain saruf in the halachic language.
Where did that language come from? Burnt
because
wine.
how do you make alcohol? You boil it.
yeah. Distill it.
You distill it. יכול לקדש עליו ביום לכתחילה. ובמדינתנו, יאיר, במדינתנו שהוא חמה המדינה, אך שיזהר שתיקח לו כוס מחזיק רביעית. Can you imagine those who make on whiskey, make on רביעית. ברוך השם that most people are unaware of it, so they make on a little... אך יזהר לקח כוס מחזיק רביעית ולשתות ממנו מלוא לגמר, שהוא רוב רביעית. ובדיעבד, או בשעת הדחק, שאין יכול לשתות כמלוא לגמר, ואקל ידרים כמלוא לגמר, על empty stomach, אין לו יין או שאר משקים, אפילו שתיית כל המסובים מצטרף. Thank God.
What is this stress on Shiurim? What is the big deal about Rove Coast? What is the big deal about Malo Lugma? Why is that so important? We keep seeing it. Rove Coast.
The idea of using wine in any celebration, right? Wine in any celebration, if you take only a taste, a sip, if you drinking means you're drinking the normal amount. I walk home now. I come every Sunday. I come home. I take a drink of water. My throat. I'm not taking a sip. It's not because I'm so much thirsty as this is the way. This.
Although it's not called a sip.
Yeah. Good. So he says. Paul says. He never saw it. If you look carefully at the commentary in the bottom of this Siman of Lameday, says if you can, sometimes I walk quietly and I did
What are you talking about?
Rambam says Maran says every time white is required, white means of course.
It says
Israel,
what?
Israel. There's a Brit Milah. You ever see a Brit Milah? Pidyon Ben. Pidyon Ben is always good. This is the Hasidim. Tzenez Gadol Haya Sham, Haya Po, Yesh Po. The Hasidim adapted the opinion of the Bach. The Bach says the Revi'it is not 3.2 ounces. Revi'it is because normally you drink Revi'it. But by whiskey, since the normal is a small amount, so the Bach says if you drink whiskey 1 ounce, you have to make Borei Nefashot also.
Wow.
That's the
This is why the Hasidim only make Kiddush every Shabbat. I walked once to a non-Jewish store and I said, can I have the small cups of whiskey? He said, small cups, who buys small cups of whiskey? Every Jewish store has it. This is.
Didn't you tell us the story, Rabbi Feinstein, when he passed away? Rav David came to do Kiddush for the Kahal, and they gave him a
Not
little.
me, but it's good. It
You told
sounds
me-
good.
somebody-
Yeah.
He said, my father did Kiddush on this little, and they told him your father was he wouldn't even wait to pour it.
They say that the Chafetz Chaim or the others.
Well,
Okay.
what's the story?
They gave him a little cup, like he's saying, those little cups to do Kiddush on.
And
And
he did it.
You can't do Kiddush, no Ravi'id in it. With schnapps.
But the question is really,
Did he do it or he did not?
Jimmy, the real question is, was it this cup I'm talking about, or was it 3.2 and that's
I
4?
don't think they gave 3.2.
It's probably,
Probably the little one.
I'm not sure.
So he said, they said your father wouldn't even wait for us to pour him. He would take the bottle and say Kiddush on the bottle. So he said, the rabbi understood that the bottle has a shi'ur. You don't want to embarrass the old men.
So he would do it on the
So
whole.
he do it on the bottle. So he said the son understood. Right. So he did Kiddush on the bottle instead of the middle, not to embarrass them. I thought you told us the story.
So no. I mean, I have similar stories, but not exactly that.
You must be in the.
No, that's a famous story.
Must have been mail.
Rabbi Moshe Shapira was Shamesh Rav Dessler. So after Rav Dessler's wife died, that Friday night, Rav Dessler says to him, take out the other cup, a bigger cup. She says to him, Rabbi, in the last 8 years, you're making every Friday night. Mama said, how careful he was at his wife's. As my wife is a grandmother of Rabbi Salanta. This is the cup we inherited from. He says, I couldn't make Kiddush on a bigger cup for the Salanta. Now that she died, Levak is the city of the Chazon Ish, we have to do the Shina, Bosto Shabbat, during the Shiva, the Pele. The Chafetz Chaim.
But the wife usually says before she goes, if I'm here or I'm not here, the rule doesn't change. You know, that's usually.
So listen.
You can't do that.
Tishma, to solve all this mystery. So again, how can you take bread if you like bread more? Why can't you drink before? Yes? Why can't you drink before? Tishma. Listen to Rashbam.
They put us together, the wife jokes.
Listen to the Rashbam.
On Pesach, I understand not eating matzah 30 days before. So I still don't understand what is the
Sephardic crowd, they don't know what you're talking about.
They don't know a lot of things. Rabbi Prague, they don't know a lot of things. Don't worry about it. This is just one in the long list, Rabbi Prague.
The thing is, we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah. Join the club, Ronnie.
Every time you give
I wish I knew what I knew.
Listen a second.
I think I know.
What I'm telling you now, you have in Sefer Hararei Kedem that Rabbi Shulkin wrote, Shiurim of Rav Soloveitchik, was printed before in the Shemot Shiurim HaSukkah. Listen to something that covers everything. How do you know that En Kiddush Ela B'Makom Suda? Where are we learning that En Kiddush Ela B'Makom Suda? So the Rashbam in Psachim, Sekel Po. The Gemara brings a pasuk, V'karata al Shabbat Onem. Says the Rashbam, the first shot, B'Makom She'ata Koreh LaShabbat, B'Makom, the place that you are praising the Shabbat, as the Rabbam told us. Klomar, Kriya de Kiddush, Sham Te'eh Onem. Okay, it's a remez. It says, Umidrash, Ein Kiddush Ela B'Makom Suda. Basically, what he's telling us, It's a din de Rabbanan. If you look in the Ran in the back, that is mid Rabbanan. This is why, by the way, all the young Israel should till today make Kiddush Friday night for who? In the 30s, 20s, people came Friday night to shul to socialize. You heard Kiddush, but you didn't eat. You would say Kiddush.
Oh, they only gave drinks?
I feel no drinks. You made Kiddush, everyone, amen.
And then everybody said amen.
Amen, this is it. Even today.
And it helped.
What?
It helps if there's no seudah.
No, so I'm saying in the Torah, at least you are Yotzei, כך אומר הר"ן. He tells you here, it's a remez. תשמע, הנה מסבראי, it's not a pasuk, סבראי. מדאיקבא קידוש על היין, since Kiddush was established on wine, זוכרהו על היין, מסתמה על היין שבשעת הסעודה הוקבע.
That doesn't say the same.
Good.
What's condition for the
Listen to the language of the Rashba. סברה, מסתמה על היין שבשעת הסעודה. Your question should be much more. מה זה היין שבשעת הסעודה?
Yeah, what is that?
Am I obligated to drink wine Friday night in the סעודה? מסתמה על היין שבשעת הסעודה. You're asking, how do you know? So he learns like this. He learns, unlike Havdalah, Brit Milah, Pidyon Haben, whatever wedding, that the wine is only kosher beracha, which means we are honoring Birkat Hamazon with wine. We honor the brachot of the wedding with the wine. No. It says here, the Kiddush becomes part of the Seudah. Seudat Shabbat begins with wine. It is.
But we know wine is.
It's really technically.
We're only defining now how the rabbis.
No, but I'm saying, Minat Torah, you don't need to do, you say by Chilub, Bidbarim, and Akavah. So the rabbis came and said, give it Hashibu. So how you taking that another level now?
No, he's defining how the rabbis established it to begin with. The rabbi said the Kvod Seudat Shabbat is that the Seudah begins with wine. The wine and the Kiddush is part of the meal. You hear this? It's not the Kiddush is a mitzvah min Torah to be recited on wine. As Birkat Hamazon in a wedding, the kavod of Seudat Shabbat is begin the meal with wine. This is why he says, Rambam says, Umashke lekol bnei chabura. It's not Maran is saying it's optional. It's a minhag that everyone drinks wine.
So, Rabbi, we're saying it's not a seudah without wine. That's the seudah is the key thing, and it's not really a seudah unless you have wine with it.
Maran certainly disagrees. We'll see in a minute.
Yeah.
So wait a second. So some people used to have the custom, not anymore today, but I remember when I was dating, they used to have, my in-laws had kiddush before the meal. They'd make it, they sit down, have kibbeh, laham ajin, and maybe 45 minutes or an hour, and then move into the dining room.
On Friday night or Saturday? On Friday night or Saturday? Saturday people do that.
No, it's a problem. But normally they assume that this is the beginning. Like, you're coming. It's part of the Seudah.
My biggest problem was they didn't even do kiddush.
Okay.
So the first time, I remember when I was dating, the first time I ate, I said, what do I do? The first time I'm eating there. Then the second time I said, I told her I'm not hungry. So the third time also I didn't eat. I figured it out. I said, if you do kiddush first, then I'll eat. So they changed the custom.
But then you have to have bread soon thereafter. You have bread soon thereafter.
Yeah, they had mazah right first for that kiddush.
Friday night,
Yeah.
after shul?
Yeah, that's how
a lot of people do.
they weren't religious. Look, I'm not today.
I don't think it's based on anything, really.
They make kiddush and then they too early to eat, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, they used to
It's
do
5 o'clock.
I was
But
embarrassed.
you have to have bread. You have to have bread soon thereafter the kiddush, though.
Now you understand why
30 years ago.
only Friday night. Now you understand only why Friday night you cannot drink even water before. The meal, Kavod Shabbat requires that the meal is connected to the Kiddush and the wine. What the definition is, very nice definition.
But it's not the Seudah. I mean, you're only not gonna have, let's have
He
3.5 hours.
wants to say that
Part of this is not eating the afternoon.
Part
of this is not eating.
Basically, he's saying this is why the wine is part of the Seudah, at least in the beginning. In a minute, look at that.
Rabbi Prague, what is the preoccupation with not drinking or eating something? I mean,
because drinking and eating is basically the beginning of the meal. If I come home for dinner and there is a dinner, 3-course dinner, yes, and I'm very hungry, I would take cooked vegetables before I start to eat.
All right, so what time does this prohibition start? Shabbos is 4:30, dinner is 5:30, 5:45. From what time can I have a drink?
After you pray the beat.
The Rambam Kabbalat Shabbat, the minute Shabbat comes in. I looked before Yalkut Yosef. He says clearly, you accept the Shabbat half an hour before. This is the time that the Isur begins. Says if you feel your thirst, don't do it. But if you did it, look further. Look how far it goes in the Rambam. Go further. Go back to your Rambam. Perek Chavtet.
So Rabbi, I want to ask you a question. Two scenarios. Somebody says Kiddush. He either has a shiur, or he has 3 ounces, or he has 2 ounces. Is he allowed to have a drink of scotch afterwards before he says hamotzi?
Yeah,
He is allowed.
definitely.
Even though
It doesn't make shakol on it, but of course.
whether he had a shiur or he didn't have a shiur.
If it was fulfilling mitzvah kiddush.
Wait, but you have to have a shiur, Rabbi,
But he
no?
had the sudah.
There's 2 ounces.
2 ounces not sudah. I mean, what? 2 ounces?
2 ounces is of course.
But it's not a sudah. You don't fulfill like.
No, I know, but this is the entry to the sudah. We are about to wash, of course.
But if he's only gonna have a scotch, he's not gonna actually eat a meal. Is that okay? Because
This is not David's question.
That's
This
not
is
your
not
question.
Gilles' question.
You're not talking about.
Scotch
What actually you're gonna have a
Yeah, of course.
David, Gilles was talking about the man who's about to make kiddush, and before he washes, he wants to have a scotch.
So as opposed to, like, so a lot of the shiurs during the day, they put little cups of grape juice or wine right after the musaf, right? And somebody would take kiddush, they'd have a little bit and they'd walk out. That seems to be totally illegal.
Effort.
No, it's less than if it's not yisur.
When Nahum in the summertime does kiddush, I see him. He drinks less than a Revi'it and he doesn't have mezonot. So I told him, Rabbi, what are you somech on? He says, he opened the Yalkut Yosef. He says, if you know you're gonna go home and you're gonna do and eat right there, you could rely on an opinion that you could only do the kitchen. I didn't say lechatchila. I'm telling you, he does it
Well,
himself.
what did he accomplish anything by drinking
No,
that
he
little
said he's
bit?
doing because he knows he's doing kiddush again at home.
So he didn't accomplish anything.
But he's allowed. How's he allowed to drink?
I don't think he's allowed. I thought he should be allowed.
If you ask me, the reason he's doing it is because he wants to be motzi.
So let somebody else.
But if he himself is not yotzeh, how's he motzi others? You yourself are not.
Shulchan Aruch says, even if you're not yotzei, as long as you have a kavanah to be motzi others, I'm sure you said in Shulchan Aruch.
But he's not doing kiddush, everybody.
His question is, why is it drink? It's not the reason he gave you was not the real reason.
He showed me the other.
Okay, no, I understand. Okay, no, I'm not disagreeing. אבל זה בדיעבד, הוא לא יעשה.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me lechatchila.
Why should he do it? You can ask
David to make it.
You know his shita is, it says once it's written, I shouted to Yoto, why are you doing? He said, once it's written, I'm going home now. No, he's not going home in an hour and a half. He's leaving right away and he's going home.
But what is he gaining? I don't know.
Why he's doing kiddush for the people?
Oh, so he's saying kiddush for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a kiddush in the hallway.
but he's saying kiddush, so that's what he's.
He wants what?
So let somebody else be motzi.
Somebody else say kiddush.
There's 100 men there, Rabbi. Why does
But he's the rabbi of the shul.
Not only the rabbi, it's not sure if they have a kavanah to be motzi or not.
So let him just drink 3 ounces.
He doesn't. I asked him. I saw him. He took a sip and he didn't have mezonot. So I said, "What are you relying on?" He opened it right away.
Go now,
Interesting.
Sammy, go now to Perek Lamed, Rambam, Larry.
No, because what you're saying in the dome, they do the same thing. They bring little
cups.
It's big cups, but they fill it not a lot.
In a minute, we'll see. Eli, why they fill up a little bit? See in a minute.
Okay.
Look a second. Rambam Perek Lamed Halachot Tet. By you, all the Rambams are the same. It's page 133.
I have 1 to
By you,
8.
it's Perek Lamed.
Perek Tet?
No, Perek Lamed, David.
Oh.
Perek Lamed. Perek Lamed Halachot Tet. Listen carefully. After you heard the definition, the wine becomes part of the meal. This is the Kavod Shabbat. Listen to Rambam. Chayav Adam לאכול 3 סעודות בשבת. We know that. אחת ערבית, אחת שחרית, ואחת במנחה. If you want to see clearly how the Rambam is a major.
איפה הם מביא חייב? זה
מה כתב לי? ערבית, שחרית ומנחה. You know why? It says the Magid Mishneh, the Rambam is telling you, if you eat lunch after Chatzot, you didn't fulfill mitzvah Shabbat. The mitzvah 3 סעודות is 1 at night, one in the morning, one in the afternoon.
Yeah.
He brings it, the Bahag disagrees.
We don't do it like that.
What if I?
We don't really, some people do.
Sometimes by the time you get home, it's after Chatzot.
No, the winter you have a big problem.
Look at
Chatzot is what,
look at
11,
the
30, 11:40.
Now you understand the secret why every shul has a kiddush. Why are you making kiddush?
So that's
They
gonna be
want me
counted
to
as my
stay with
Seudat
the class.
Shachrit.
You ate something, you ate already. As long as you ate, because I ate was on all.
But I'm not gonna say my Seudat Shachrit with it because of that bread.
אבל לפחות אכלת משהו לפני זה. משהו.
So if you have 3 ounces of grape juice
Yeah, but you know, we're stretching it.
on the grape juice,
So let's go. Look further. וצריך להיזהר, look further, וצריך להיזהר בשלוש סעודות אלו, שלא יפחות מהם כלל, ואפילו אני, המתפרנס מן הצדקה, שואל, listen to this now, skip a line, וצריך לקבוע כל סעודה משלושתם על היין. Rambam's opinion is even סעודה שלישית. מה הוא אומר? What is he saying?
To make it a point.
Look at the Magid, and then the Kesef Mishneh. Look at the Magid. Look at the Magid. The Magid says,
so this Suda Shishi is before Mincha.
no,
If you're having one in the morning,
וצריך לקבוע,
כן הסעודה שלישית.
מגיד משנה, וצריך לקבוע, בברכות בקצת מברכים אמרו גבי שבתות וימים טובים, שאדם קובע סעודותיו על היין. You understand? The way Soloveitchik says in Mitsuyan, every meal, the wine is part of the סעודה, not only תשמע. ובכל כתפי חייו האדם לבצוע שני כיכרות, okay? Now, please go now to the Kesef Mishneh. וצריך לקבוע on the left. You see Kesef Mishneh? On the left. מדברי הטור נראה שמפרש דברי רבינו, דהיינו לומר שיקדש גם בסעודה השלישית על היין קודם הסעודה. חסידים, by the חסידים, the grand rabbi is holding a cup of wine before סעודה שלישית, but not before. You wash, the minute you taste the bread, if it says Kiddush, look.
But that's not what the Rambam is saying.
This is the, no, he learns the Rambam, דברי הטור נראה שמפרש דברי רבינו. Jimmy, read the Rambam slow, you'll see.
No, what you're saying is they did bread and then.
Correct.
No, I'm just saying he wants you to do.
You see in a minute why, wait, תשמע.
ואין זה משמע דבר.
ואין זה, he says, ואין זה במשמע דבריו.
He doesn't like
אלא היינו לומר שישתה יין בסעודה.
have wine during the meal.
Here, according to Rambam, those who are מקפיד, every סעודה שלישית, you have to have רביעית wine. כי זהו פירוש קובע סעודתו על היין. לא לעניין יקדש קודם הסעודה.
So what happens if you make Kiddush and you wait an hour and a half till you have a Sudat? Do you have to make a bracha?
Kiddush again.
Not a bracha, and you have to make a bracha achrona on that first Kiddush?
100%. 100%.
Well, how much time can elapse? How much time can elapse?
You're asking a very sensitive question. Normally, if you have in mind to eat right away, so they tell you half an hour and a half, everyone would agree. An hour and a half is too long. Up to half an hour. Let's say you have guests and you are planning to eat within half an hour, up to an hour. An hour and a half is too much. If you made Kiddush Friday night or Shabbat morning and you didn't eat anything after, and an hour and a half later you're going to eat, you have to make Barapi again. Everyone agrees on that.
So if you combine this with the fact that you're supposed to have the Suda, your second Suda in the morning before Chatzot, it ends up, and then you have lunch is your third Suda.
Suda Shlishi.
That's your Suda, but that's before Mincha.
But you didn't say Mincha yet.
I thought it was
No, we talk about this on Pesach.
Let's go.
We Chab Ben Zion, we brought it down on Chab Ben Zion. So you can before Mincha tzak kol Seudah Shlishi.
Let's go, guys.
Mincha can mean the afternoon.
Chab Ben Zion, we did
Go,
this.
go,
I love pushing Jimmy's buttons.
We just said a ha mitzvah, a ha mincha. We said it.
Just wait a second. Let's go.
This class has very little relationship. The fuses are very short.
Jimmy said no.
The rabbi just defined it as after minha.
Look a second, what did you say? I'm sorry, what did you say?
You just defined it as after minha, so that should she. Literally.
Rani, listen carefully. Open. Rani, you know how to get the Shudash. Go. Jimmy, open the I have Mishnah Berurah in front of you. Go.
Where am I going?
Mishnah Berurah, the Halachot of Kiddush. Let's read carefully before we make decisions. Then let's understand what Chacham Ben Zion said. Siman Reish Tzadik
You're not
Aleph.
finishing this case. There was more to it.
You know, of course. Of course
there was more.
Shema Tov.
Where are we going, Rish?
Reish Tzadik Aleph.
We'll find somebody who's material.
That's Paul's book. Yesh on me this book.
There's somebody, we gotta find.
It's the exact opposite. You'll find someone that says what he said.
No, because I heard my man says I saw it. I heard my man says I saw it.
No, we are talking about a different question. He's asking, I'll give you an example. Yesterday I said Alpha Yomi 7:20 in the morning and 7:30 at night. Sometimes people cannot come at night of dinners, so I'm saying it before Mincha. They are Hasidim.
Say what before
Mincha? When they finish Mincha, it's after the Shkia. I cannot eat Sudat Lishit. I eat Sudat Lishit before I pray Mincha. What's based on? Look at the Shulchan Aruch. Just look at the Shulchan Aruch.
Jimmy, you
That's it.
Wow, a lot of ADD over here. A lot of ADD.
We have a lot of problems.
You saying the rabbi's wrong? You saying the
I
rabbi's
never do it in front of if I have grandchildren because they get the wrong idea. But look at Achabet.
Where are you?
Reish Tzadik Aleph Seif Bet. Reish Tzadik Aleph Seif Bet. Reish Tzadik Aleph Seif Bet. Listen good. Zemana. תקשיב טוב למילים.
I'm very medactic on words, Rabbi.
מי שיגיע זמן המנחה. הוא לא מספר לי, מי שיתפלל מנחה, מי שיגיע זמן המנחה. דהיינו משש שעות ומחצה ולמעלה. ואם עשה קודם לכן, this is what you meant, חכם בן ציון. ולערב פסח פורזל שבת. Remember?
Yeah, that's the
So you
case.
have a problem.
Yeah.
Over there, everyone prays shachrit very early. Okay.
Right.
Now I'm
Bread.
trying to catch in Saudah Shlishi
With bread.
with bread.
Right.
So ואם עשה קודם לכן, which means what? I ate סעודה שלישית before midday. Yes.
Yeah.
לא קיים מצוות
And
סעודה
then you're gonna
שלישית.
have bread
לא
before midday.
קיים. Stop here. Take the Rambam that you looked before. The Rambam that you looked before. And let's look back in the Rambam. Go back to the Rambam in Perek Lamed. Look now in the Magid Mishneh. בסדר? הלכה ט'.
Again. Okay.
תנו רבנן, כמה סעודות חייב אדם לאכול בשבת? 3. רב חידקה אומר 4. אוקיי, so this is מלווה מלכה. ומה שכתב רבינו ערבית שחרית ומנחה, נראה לי שדעתו זר, שמצווה לעשותם באלו הזמנים. קליר, מרן קפץ רמב"ם. ודבר זה מחלוקת בין הגאונים זר. שבעל הלכות, בעל הלכות זה בהג בפור לרמב"ם, he's major, גאון, בעל הלכות גדולות.
He's one of the
הוא לא
גאונים.
גאונים, אבל הוא שומע כתב שאפילו מפסיק בשחרית באכילה באמצע סעודתו, הוא מברך ברכת המזון, ואחר כך מברך המוצי וחוזר ואוכל, יוצא. So ערב פסח בשבת, ערב פסח בשבת, we do it. We are relying on the Bahag, and ערב פסח בשבת, we do it.
No, we don't do it. Chacham Ovadia brings down that you could take the matzah and fry it. It's still hamotzi, and since you change the taste, you could still do on it Saturday night. What he was talking about before, Larry. So Chacham Ovadia clearly doesn't go with this behag.
Skip 2 lines. בספר העיתים.
What do you mean? The Gimel, Shulchan Aruch said it's the
We'll
Gimel.
see in a minute, of course.
Shulchan Aruch brings it down.
ובספר העיתים העריך בזה, you said skip 2 lines, והעלה שמצווה לעשותם באלו הזמנים והוכיח כבעיקר. ונחלקו המפרשים האחרונים אם יכול להשלימם או כפירות וזה.
Why do you use and עושים מצוות חבילות? He's taking one meal and he made two mitzvot out of it.
No, we're not doing it. Every time we do, we pray, everyone prays, Vatikin. You come, or you make Kiddush right away, you eat the Seudah 1 to 3, take a walk around the block for 15 minutes. No, those who split it.
How is he getting around Enotin and mitzvot habilot?
Because the Mechat Hamazon broke it.
But it's one meal. It's the same meal. He just
Now once you break and you rewash,
but that's
look at Gimel. Halachot Gimel.
At the table.
Go back, Shulchan Aruch, Sif Gimel.
But why is 3 meals?
Reish Tzadik Aleph, Larry, Reish Tzadik Aleph, Sif Gimel. אם נמשכה סעודת הבוקר עד שהגיע הזמן המנחה, יד הסבת, one of these long, יפסיק הסעודה ויברך ברכת המזון ויטול ידיו ויברך ברכת המוצא ויסעוד. ונכון הדבר, שאם לא היה עושה כן, מאחר שנמשכה סעודת הבוקר עד אותה שעה, לא היה יכול לאכול אחר כך אלא אכילה גסה. But anyway, going back,
we say this lechatchila.
Shulchan Aruch did not mention that you have to pray. He said go to the Ramah, go to the next page, go to the Ramah, see bet, okay? You listen to this. יש אומרים, okay, fine, ועל כן אין לאכול, fine. ויש אומרים, this is Kabbalistic, he would like it. יש אומרים שאסור לשתות מים בין מנחה למעריב בשבת, ואז חוזרות הנשמות לגיהנום. על כן אין לאכול סעודה שלישית במנחה לערבית, אלא יאכל אותה קודם מנחה. לא הוא עושה זה? תפות והראש והמרדכי, פרק רבי פסחים. ויש אומרים, יותר טוב להתפלל מנחה תחילה. הוא איזה את רמב"ם, טור, הגאות מרדכי, הגאות מימוניות. זה מחלוקת ראשונים, can you eat סעודה שלישית before מנחה or not? Everyone agrees, of course, not תחילה, should eat after. It's a situation I gave you.
You know, if you read the Rambam, it just doesn't seem like he gives an exact time. He says, Va'achat b'mincha. Is that before? Is that after? Is that during?
Larry, but you know that the Rambam is medagdek. Lama lo katav achar chatzot.
That's why I'm asking it. Why didn't he specify?
One word in the Rambam. The Rambam says, Chayav adam le'achol shalosh sudot arvit, shachrit, ואחת במנחה, למה לא כתב אחר חצות? במנחה, hinting, מנחה, this is the מחלוקת ראשונית. So לכתחילה, לכתחילה, everyone agrees that you should eat סעודה שלישית after מנחה, but in certain situation...
And what's the makor?
Telling you to eat in the morning is your second meal. The third meal, it just is a time problem.
And these winters, it's very difficult.
Why do we have 3 meals all together?
Very difficult because we come over in the winter, this few months, days are very short.
Rabbi Prague, why 3 sukkot? Why 3 sukkot? Why 3 sukkot?
Why is what?
Why do we have 3 sukkot?
No, so yes, no.
Why?
Friday night is one.
I know, but why? But why 3?
Why? Because in this week's parasha, Moshe says to the Jewish people on demand, "Ichlu hayom, ki Shabbat hayom laHashem, hayom lo tichlu b'sameh." Says the Gemara, Shabbat because it's 3 times ichlu hayom. Regarding the man, this is why you have to eat 3. So you have to eat 3. Go here. So theoretically speaking, you could have eaten Seudah Shlishit yesterday. The problem is, but the king yesterday was 15.
But all I'm saying is they work that you pray Mechad Gdolah, which is less preferred, not preferred to Mechad Gdolah. So you're giving up something there. Something's giving.
Years ago, I used to do it. When I have guests who can't do it, it's right. I used to do it. I used to eat. Go right the way to Mechad Gdolah, pray like that. Then I use Seudah Shlishit 3.
Right.
Rabbi, which is better? Sudah Shishi after Hasod with wine, or Sudah Shishi after Minha without wine?
What do you think? No. Most people
Rambam, according to everybody else, according to Rambam.
According to Rambam, with the wine is more important. Right?
No, but how do you understand the wine? According to the way
Other people,
the Kesef
no.
understands it, the Loki Dush, just have a cup of
No,
wine.
let's finish now.
That's how you understand
Let's
the Rambam.
finish the Kesef.
No, Kesef said not Kiddush.
Let's
Rabbi Prague, we won't throw in the famous question if the Kadesh B'Tvarim.
Wait a second. Yes, let's go to the Kesef back. Let's go. אם היית חסיד של הרמב"ם, ודאי הרמב"ם אומר יין מוכרח.
Mochrach as wine.
Look at the Kesef there. Look at the Kesef משני ידיהם.
Which one?
We're going back to פרק למד, הלכה ט'. First, the Kesef Mishneh brings the two. And remember, normally the Kesef Mishneh would not veer away from the two. The two is, he wrote his commentary on the two. But he says, "Ve'en ze b'mashma devarav," which is right, and that of course, the two note also. והיינו לומר שישתה יין בסעודה, כי זהו פירוש קובע סעודתו על היין, לא לעניין שיקדש קודם הסעודה. But during the meal, ובפירוש כתב רבינו, תקשיב טוב, בסוף פרק כ"ט, ומצווה לברך על היין ביום השבת, תשמע איזה איך שהוא מדייק את הרמב"ם.
This is the good proof. Not what he said before.
He would never disagree with the two.
Unless he had this. Yeah, when I read it, I said that's not a good.
What he says. Look what he says. Look what he says.
He brought another Harambam to
says
prove what he
says ומצווה לקדש על היין קודם שיסוד סעודה שנייה.
Right, now
if you wrote ביום, why do you have to tell me סעודה שנייה? He says only שנייה, not. This is why.
So how come the two? What if the two would answer this question? It's a very powerful question.
You have to check really in the new Rambam, if you have it in the new Rambam. ומצווה לברך ביום השבת קודם שיסוד סעודה שנייה, וזהו הנקרא קדושה רבה. משמע, בהדיא, הסעודה שנייה דווקא כאמר ולא בשלישית. See, this is a classic, if you want to see how to analyze a Rambam. He added one word that is not necessary. ומצווה לקדש ביום.
I have one question, even to argue with the kids. If you look, צריך לקבוע כל סעודת, so משלושתן, he makes no, if I'm going to be the tourist defense attorney, I mean, the Harambam made them equal.
Very good. This is the truth. The two understood. But the Rambam is saying all the three together. It doesn't say Friday night. Now, if you take the way of Soloveitchik learns, it's very good. The Rambam here is defining what is the place of the wine in the meal. Seudat Shabbat, because it's Shabbat, the wine becomes part of the meal. So this is why even Friday night, it's not the Kiddush before. So that the Kiddush is the material of eating. What is Kiddush? Praising Shabbat and studying the meal with wine. The reason he's putting all the three together is to give us an explanation of Friday night also. The yain is unlike other kosot beracha, I'm saying it before. The meal and the kiddush and the wine is one thing.
So Saudah Shalishit seems like
Saudah Shalishit, what's left is only that the wine is part of the meal, not that the matir. There's no reason to be matir. Now, the proof is what David said before. If I don't have bread, the Rambam says you can use other stuff also, yes?
Well, can you use other stuff as Seudat Shahri, probably?
No, this is
you can't.
Where does Harambam say that?
Because we go to Rabbi's class, and he doesn't finish till 12. And the only thing we have is kak. The only we have is mizonot.
Rabbi Eli?
Yeah.
Don't they give out
kak?
They give it a thing. They used to no more.
It's only mizonot. It's all mizonot.
No.
So there's no. By the time you get home, it's after yesterday. 12:03 was midday. By the time you get home, you certainly missed the Seudat Shachari. They give you wine, but no bread.
If you have the 3 ounces.
No, but over here also, Rabbi Meir, by the time he finishes, Rabbi Eli.
Yeah, because they give you
You ask me, the main reason is because the limud Torah and
I'm saying, so maybe we should drop off bread there, Shabbat there, just to eat in the morning.
What did we, in 1960 in Shaare Zion, there was no bread. It was kak and
When?
banana.
In the morning?
Suda shishi.
Still over here. The dome doesn't have bread.
I know, but there was no bread
In
at
the building.
all.
So look.
Chacham Matlub,
So look a second. Look carefully. The David wants to know. The Rambam is very strong. Look at the Rambam Tet here. The David.
Where are
Alakha Tet. Slow.
Same one?
I'm sorry. Alakha Yud.
Achilat basar.
Achilat basar.
The same one, yours.
אכילת בשר ושתיית יין בשבת עונג הוא לו. הוא שהייתה ידו משגת.
You could afford it.
ואסור לקבוע סעודה על היין בשבת בימים טובים בשעת בית המדרש, אבל זה fascinating. אלא כך היה מנהג הצדיקים הראשונים. התפלל אדם בשבת שחרית ומוסף בית הכנסת, יבוא לביתו ויסעוד סעודה שנייה, right after, וילך לבית המדרש. You see David? בזמן הגמרא,
back to shul after
Over
here, if we do that, nobody's coming back.
This is the point. ויקרא וישנה עד המנחה ויתפלל מנחה ואחר כך יקבע הסעודה השלישית על היין again, יקבע הסעודה השלישית ויאכל וישתה. Now,
there's no food in shul at home.
No, nothing. Right away you go home.
And Sauda Shalishit, you went back home.
Look now. חכה, סמי, go now. Let me wrap Sammy. Go to Halachot David, slow. I'm reading what we read. חייב אדם לאכול 3 סעודות בשבת, אחת ערבית, אחת שחרית, אחת מנחה. וצריך להיזהר ב3 סעודות האלו שלא יפחות מהם כלל. אוקיי. ואם היה, listen to this, אם היה חולה מרוב אכילה או שהיה מתענת, מתפטור ב3 סעודות, וצריך לקבוע כל סעודה. He didn't mention that סעודה השלישית can be substituted by other stuff. לא כתב את זה בשום מקום. רמב"ם, either you eat bread or not.
So he's like the Mekubalim.
Correct.
In this case.
Go now to the Shulchan Aruch. Reish Tzadik Aleph.
Patur Mishurusha Seudot. What does that mean?
No, all the means. It says, you're too full from Friday night, Shabbat morning. It's אל תאכל.
סעודה שלישית.
אם אתה מלא, אל תאכל סעודה שלישית.
מכל הסעודות.
נכון, לא, אבל מתכוון לסעודה שלישית.
מתכוון סעודה שלישית.
מתכוון לכאורה.
Because in the morning, usually you can't say I'm full from last night.
מי מלא בבוקר? What are you Look at הלכה ד' לארי, לא, הוא צודק, מתכוון לסעודה השלישית. Go to ריש צדיק א' סעיף ד'. אין ריש צדיק א' סעיף ד'. אין צריך לקדש בסעודה שלישית.
He's doing it to avoid the question. לשיטתו, by the way.
We never.
Yeah, you don't start the halacha and.
זהב.
Makes sense.
אין צריך לקדש, אבל צריך לבצוע.
And he's knocking out the two over.
Yeah, okay.
That's what he's doing.
אוקיי, תשמע. עכשיו הוא ממשיך.
אבל למה לא כתב, you have to have wine in if he wants to explain how to bomb, then you have to have, but he's not agreeing with it. He's dismissing wine totally.
Go now to הלכה וצריך לעשותה בפת. ויש אומרים שיכול לעשותה בכל מאכל העשוי ואחד ב5 בני דגן which is מזונות. ויש אומרים שיכול לעשותה בדברים שמלפתים בהם הפת, בשר ודגים אבל לא בפירות. ויש אומרים אפילו בפירות יכול לעשותה. וסברה הראשונה עיקר שצריך לעשותה בפת, אלא אם כן שבע ביותר. says דרמה או במקום שאי אפשר לאכול פת, כגון בערב פסח שצריכה להיות בשבת, אסור לאכול פת. He didn't mention בכלל, he didn't mention at all.
Zero. Totally, very.
Remember, if you take the definition we said before, wine is part of the meal. It's not only Kiddush al hayayin. The meal begins. Kiddush begins. It's beautiful.
You know why he dismissed Harambam? Because, like you said, Harambam didn't even bring all these other cases. So he totally had to dismiss him because he doesn't agree at all with that.
He should have said at least
Is that why we make a I mean, if that's the case, let's go over it. You get the Kiddush, right? I'm not the Kiddush. You get the Birkat HaMazon, correct?
Well, when are you talking about? Shabbat morning? Shabbat
anytime.
Okay.
You get the Kiddush. You get the Birkat HaMazon, you make a separate bracha on that coast, don't you?
And the wine, but this is the bracha that you made. Are you asking?
So in other words, what I'm trying to say is the Suda ends at that point. So there's no extra, so that shows that there's an extra bracha. That
wine for Birkat HaMazon. The reason I say Rabbi Geffen is because the minute you say Birkat HaMazon, the meal is over.
end it. That's the point. So the wine is part of the wine is part of the meal. Is what I'm trying to say.
Next week we'll go back to the concept of kosher bracha, and you'll see how things fall into place everywhere. But the only important part is if you can drink wine, make Kiddush on wine. I mean, I wanted a billion times to do it, but in Jimmy's language is Shalom Bayit, especially if you have to make Kiddush on wine. Really, I'm not a wine drinker, but I do appreciate wine. I mean, it's
You know, Rabbi, after our class last time, I started doing on Shabbat Birkat HaMazon ala kos.
Oh, yeah.
So I was doing it with real wine.
Yeah.
And then Rabbi Nahum told me, you have to drink it Revi'it. I wasn't drinking it Revi'it. He said, you have to drink it Revi'it. So I started doing it Revi'it, but it took me time. So Rabbi Master told me last time, better to do it on grape juice, because you want to say, so now you downgraded it. No, you now I'm doing it on grape juice, because otherwise how can I drink?
Because next week we'll start. Siman Kuf Sadik. This is why.
But it's still 3, even as you need 3 ounces.
3 ounces.
Next time.
Even enough dry wine, 3 ounces.
Take the.
I know, but it's not the same. You want to
Get the dessert one.
the rabbi's saying you want to give it hashivut.
The dessert ones are good, by the way.
But it's not hashivut like a dry wine.
No, that's
That's
not.
the right way.
I can drink 3-4 ounces of that one shot.
Take them a
This is why I brought. This is why I brought.
Got the bubbly.
Next week, yeah. Or the
No, you want to try to do something the right way. Like Moscato's water.
Why Shneki got the Sudash?
Because if the Gemara learns how, no.
Wait, David, we're going to do Kaddish.
Rabbi Pratt.
רבי הקשה אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל.
Drink wine tomorrow, אדוני חפש.
Amen. Beautiful song. This Kaddish is more important than the Kaddish. Hey, you have to
Good, Rabbi Pratt, now that I had this class, I'm going to go get a drink because I'm more confused than I started.
Rabbi Pratt.
Yeah,
Rabbi Pratt, the glass from Yom Tov.
Oh,
Yom Tov.
thank you.
Go over here.
Shalom.
Yeah, the Mishnah for Rabbi Rambam here. Until we buy.
In the morning.
Mishnah better run go back inside.
David, I'm buying the 4 sets of Rambam. We don't have one set there.
So which one do you want, Rabbi? Which one do you want, Rabbi Pratt?
So who's getting
Where do they buy from?
We just told him leave.
No, they get it. No, they get it from.
We spoke to Short.
Usually, what's his name buys it?
Who buys it?
I don't know for B'nai, but downstairs, Shmuri, you know?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he gets them from, well, he does it from, he sometimes edit books, he gets them from,
So the Berman.
Berman.
So I buy the Berman also.
so he gets a.
He gets a discount special.
Yeah, for the shul.
Okay. You know who he is, you know?
Yeah.
Because
What do you
tell him
need?
to order
You know
4,
Shlomo Shmuri from downstairs?
tell him 4 sets of Frankel, 6 volumes. It's approximately 140. But he gets you off.
He bought it, when I
That's
need
my problem.
sets, he gets
Why
one.
not try to get another one?
I wish
No,
they.
I have,
They should ask for Dr. Louis.
where did you get it?
Dr. Louis gave it to me upstairs.
If you
I'll
come
send it
down,
up, try to get another one tomorrow.
No, why don't you come in? He sits next to me.
Come on, maybe we'll use it this week on Wednesday.
You know exactly
Yeah,
how many people you
that's
need,
why.
like how, just give him whatever.
Now I'm
give
going
my
to
name
give
and
regards to your
So
son,
what do you want,
11, I'm running
Frankel's
off.
six-
Rabbi Prague, you need a Rambam.
6
6 volumes, 4 of them.
Yes, four
Okay,
sets.
I'll
David, you'll pay for
I'll-
one, you'll
yeah.
pay for 3.
I got one. I'll take care of one. I'll take
Okay,
care of one.
good. Okay, so we'll buy more, okay. If we need more, we'll buy one more, Larry, then we'll put you in.
Where else could you get it, Rabbi Prague? Could you get it by Eichler?
No, I'm getting it. Eichler is too expensive. We are getting it on 17th Avenue. I'll give you once the name of the store. It's much easier for me to get there. By Eichler, the parking is very difficult. So the name of the store is Berman, I think. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. See Berman, yes. Or Coney Island or by us on 17th. Have a good day. I'll see you. I have to run home.
Thank you, Rabbi. Tadalaba, Shavua Tov.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.